When you think of technological functionality, one would most likely think of Steve Jobs' iconic iPhone. Right now, for example, there's a pretty good chance you're actually watching this on one or another Apple-made device. According to Investopedia, published in March 19th, 2020, between its initial launch in the June of 2007 till the November of 2018, Apple has sold over 2.2 billion iPhones. Today, I would like to show you who Steve Jobs was, his accomplishments, and how we can appreciate him today. Firstly, who exactly was Steve Jobs? Well, according to Biography Online, Steve struggled with formal education and dropped out of college when he was 17 in favor of exploring other interesting classes he found and popped his head in day to day. He actually traveled to India seeking to understand the Eastern philosophy. This is where he tried psychedelics and eventually found Buddhism. According to Business Insider, Steve Jobs was introduced to Steve Wozniak because of their shared interests in fruits and computers. This in turn caused them to sell both their prized possessions, a Volkswagen Microbus and their Hewlett-Packard scientific calculator, for a whopping $1,300 to found their prized possession, Apple. And according to an article posted in 2015 by Lifehack, Steve was personally fired by the same CEO he hired for the company's position because of an internal power struggle. So, now that we have an understanding of where he came from, let's check out what he went on to accomplish. Steve was a pioneer in innovation. He practically set the pace for every other tech company in the time period. According to an article posted in 2015 by Biography Online, after being let go from Apple, Steve quickly moved on to Next, a different type of company that specifically builds computing software. Apple was interested in Next processing software and later bought the company for $429 million. Like Ariana Grande, Steve said, "Thank you, Next." In another article posted by Investopedia, in 1986, Steve bought Lucasfilm's computer graphic division. Now, he later developed this into Pixar, and Disney took notice after big titles such as Finding Nemo, Toy Story, and A Bug's Life started dropping, and they actually bought the whole company for $7.4 billion. So after Steve sells Pixar, he later joins or becomes rehired to Apple in 1997 and develops their iPod, which both revolutionizes the music industry and inspire the next generation of artists and tech companies alike. So lastly, between his first invention, the Mac or the Macintosh, and his last, the iPad, the iPhone was released in a league of its own. It flexed the touchscreen and pioneered individual exclusive functions such as the iTunes and the individual App Store. So as time slowed down, Steve Jobs looked to provide a different type of mark on the world. So he retired from his job at Apple and sought to improve the world around him. According to an article posted by Investopedia, while many philanthropic efforts were never really made public, Steve donated more than $50 million to Stanford hospitals and contributed greatly to other philanthropic projects, specifically AIDS. So, while many believe Apple stays innovative, nothing speaks innovation like environmental ethics. And Apple utilizes eco-friendly materials, and in turn, all Apple products are ENERGY STAR qualified. So, sadly, according to an article posted by famous inventors, Steve was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2003. He worked to 2010 and died in 2011. This evening, we discussed who Steve Jobs really was, what he accomplished, and how he intended to leave his company. So your iPhone may just be a device you get to play games with between breaks, may just be a device I get to record my speech with during quarantine. But understanding that that device was also someone's lifetime of dedication and hard work may allow you to appreciate the smaller things in life. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.